Just got back from Gridlife. It was a fantastic time helping crew for somebody else's car. But next year, I think I want to do it in this car.
First competitive event of the year, and it's Gridlife, baby. No pressure.
It's been almost 6 months since Gridlife was last at a racetrack, and that was all the way out on the West Coast in Northern California. The 2025 season marks a new era for Gridlife, one that embraces new partnerships, a revised schedule, and even new racing categories. But as we have for the last few seasons, we'll kick off the year with a trip to the sandy Southeast. Welcome to Kershaw, South Carolina. Welcome to Carolina Motorsports Park, and welcome to Gridlife. This is a great season.
CMP is a brand new track for me, having never driven here before. It was a little damp out the first session, which made things exciting.
Four off? Yeah. Just learned the track is spooled and slipped and went off on me.
Alright, first session of the day, first session of the weekend. Full tires, full brakes, full brain, alright?
Yep.
Okay, work up to it. Alright?
So that was like the first time where like literally this thing spooled up so quick, it scared the shit out of me and it spun the whole car. It was fun. It was a good session. Definitely a little sketchy out, but it was a fun track. This is very, very different to Roebling, where I was last weekend. So in my mind, it's like, Roebling, CMP, like they're somewhat similar tracks. No, this is way different. This has more heavy braking zones than Roebling did. And also the track's green, so like everything was slippery. So it was a constant battle of where's their grip, where's their not grip. I don't know. We're gonna find out this corner. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's really a whole lot of changes need to be made. We need to put the Hoosiers on for the real session. But yeah. All right, we're headed out. Second session. Practice is over. Got the real tires on now. See if we can actually lay down a good, decent time. Take it easy the first few laps, bring the tires up to temp, feel things out a little bit. Get everything a little bit warmed. Remember, take it easy. This is day 1 of 3. Can't win it in the first day. Sure as hell can lose it the first day, doing something dumb. Oh yeah, car feels good in those first 3 corners. Big difference between those old, worn out VR1s that I had and some basically fresh Hoosiers. This is a night and difference day grip. I mean, maybe that should have been obvious, but woo, buddy! She fucking rips. Hard on the brakes. This corner is really deceiving, especially on the exit. Look at that, timer's lit up all green. That's what I like to see. Woo, a little sketchy through here. I'm not fully confident through there yet. I should be probably taking that flat eventually. Right now, I am not. We caught up this guy pretty quick. Looks like there's a lot of traffic up ahead, but hopefully I can at least finish this lap. Get something halfway decent, maybe get a little bit of space, a little more heat in the tires, we'll do another one. Oh man, that torque on exit is fucking amazing. Good Lord. All right, we're gonna pass a whole bunch of people here. Straight. A little messy there. on wastegate. Brake later there as well. Alright, we're gonna flip the boost switch. God, why is turn 1 so scary for me? I can brake way later. I need to be more aggressive into that corner with the braking. So I'm having to come off the brakes on it yet. This corner comes up on you quick though. Oh, that X, woo! A little bit extra boosting, woo, buddy! Lean into it and let her rip! EGT's got a little bit hot there. EGTs were getting warm on that. I saw it cut from EGT. See if we can keep it just out of the EGT danger range here. Oh, hard on loose brakes. Whoa, this corner comes up quick. I had to pedal it a little bit. EGT's got hot. Woo, car's moving around on me a lot. I'm sure those tires are warm by now. See if we can finish this lap off though. Something cut on me again there, I'm not sure what. We'll finish this off, we'll take a cool down. A little bit better on those brakes. We'll take it off the wastegate, get a little bit of room since that guy let me through. Man, that full song, this thing rips. It's so much fun. I got traffic coming out. I need to get the fuck out of the way. Am I pushing coolant? I think I'm pushing coolant. A lot of traffic coming up here. Let these guys by. Car's not hot. Still building coolant pressure. Might have been a warm or a very full overflow. Let's see what happens. Nope. That's a negative. Alright, so my suspicions to come in were correct. We found out that a coolant turbo line had cracked completely through. It was just spewing coolant all over the bay. So I managed to ghetto rig some stuff up there. I think it should work. And then, as we were running it to make sure everything was good, found a really weird noise coming from this area that I think, we hope, was this bolt. But I think this lower mount of the alternator was loose, so this isn't too bad, can't complain. Is this a 14? Anyway, get this bolt in with some red Loctite. It'll be mint. Get this back together on our third and final session of the day, hopefully. And anything else we're gonna address overnight. No fuel bueno. Yeah, I can literally feel it skip. All right, so the other one's gonna get JB welded later tonight.
Third and final session of the day Friday, and the rain came back in full force. I went out just to go play in the rain and have some fun. Traction was a suggestion. You know it's slippery when you can just see the cars sliding off the track up ahead of you. Again, traction? What traction? And then the car said, enough of this, and blasted my windshield with some superheated coolant. So I made about 2 laps in that wet session, but as you just saw, something exploded in here in the engine bay.
and I pulled everything apart, and it seems that this line has come unthreaded from this banjo bolt, which is threaded in the turbo. Everything looks fine, so the only thought I have is that it literally unthreaded itself, which is weird. I've never had an AN line unthread itself from this, but it's a K24. Vibrations, weird harmonics, shit happens. So I got my trusty little friend here, red Loctite, and it ain't unthreaded itself again. But that's gonna be it for Friday. Today's Friday. That's gonna be it for Friday. So put this thing back together, maybe do a pull in the street, make sure it's good, and get back to you tomorrow.
So far, we're going to see a lot of shifting and shuffling in this group in particular, in these groups, plural, the next time they come around to take time. There's Philip Glass Hess in Unlimited in that Mazda MX-5. He's new to Gridlife track battle competition as well. There's Briggs heading down to turn 8. Look at the speed he's carrying down here with the arrow, leaning on it into 8. There's Pizzellis in that 338. Also big arrow on this car. And then Jimmy Rauch heading down into turn 1, but things have been tight across the top of all 7 classes so far this weekend. The other thing to note in this session, if you're in the top 5, you're moving on to the podium sprint. Again, you have to be in the top 5 of your class by the time we get there, but as of now, these are some of the fastest times we've seen so far this weekend. So likely, if you're in the top 5 of your class on the ticker, you're in the top 5 and headed to the podium sprint on Sunday afternoon.
I killed a second EGT sensor, which is bad because I had the protection set at 1750. When it fails, it goes to like 11,000. So I had to drive that whole lap at 70% throttle to stay out of EGT cut. So at 37 that I ran, it was at 70% throttle the whole time. Yeah, which is like, fuck! But it's good. But I think I can take the kink flat if I grow a pair of balls, like straight up flat. Because I went through like 70 from the exit and like it felt stable. I smoked coolant, but I think it was just literally just the overflow. It's not gushing anywhere, and I don't see a fucking cloud going everywhere. I think it's okay. The temperature stayed normal, it's just the pressure that was a little bit weird. Oh, that was a good session though.
So watching Philip Glass Hess come back around. And accelerate up towards the start-finish line, and it looks like he will complete another lap and go back around for at least one more. We don't see a checkered flag just yet, but I would anticipate one in the next 4 to 5 minutes. Nicely done through turn 1. Again, the answer might not always be Miata for Unlimited unless you do the engine swap and make this thing crazy like he did, but it's hard to beat a car from a weight perspective thus far, at least in this session. Joshua Briggs, Bertulis, Zendejas, Philip Glass Hess, Jimmy Rauch, Jeremy Lauder, Bassett, Hartman, Flamia, and Mark Johnson are your top 10 in Unlimited. A wide open hand, or a point buy or something like that. So good to know.
Looks like we've got a lot of Heat A competitors going out. That's awesome to see. These are the guys that they'll look at this heat. They'll see the weather. They'll be like, I don't know if I want to drive my super delicate machine in this heat. It's not going to go any faster, but it looks like we've got quite a lot of competitors going out. So that's going to be awesome to see. These are where no shade thrown at Club SC or Club TR. These are where all the coolest cars are,
Spoken like a true aerodynamicist.
I like big wings, and I cannot lie. What can I say? Again, a session like this session really informs your podium sprint pace and your podium sprint setup notes and your track notes. So, you're setting braking points, you're setting turn-in points, you're setting everything up for podium sprint, which is going to happen in a similar time frame as right now, similar track conditions. So.
Well, it's just all the guys in D and C, they run all the way to the checkers. These guys in A and B, they'll pull off well before. Here's Philip Glass Hess. This is a hill climb car that he's built for track battle now.
Yeah, and I started following him on Instagram. I don't remember the Instagram handle, my bad. But he also has YouTube videos that are really interesting. He actually blew up a motor last year that really kind of delayed it, and then he built it back up this year. And he's getting after it here into turn 1, taking all the curbing he can into 2, and now looks like he's going to go through 3, taking avoiding the curbing there, so maybe a little bit scared. Looks like he's maybe backing down. Nope, he's still going for it.
Wingman 7033.
That's right, at Wingman 733.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really cool car. It's got a Turbo K in it. That's a pretty common swap for a lot of people wanting to make big power. I think he makes something like 500 horsepower. It's really cool build for him right there.
When you give Miatas that much power, they are absolutely a weapon.
Yeah, and no aero like the ND. He at least has aero. That ND, man, for Dayton, that's oof.
Yeah, and currently Philip Glass is in the top 5, so he is in the podium sprint
awesome.
as it stands. And normally, podium sprint for Unlimited, we don't normally have more than 5 entries, but we have 12 entries this weekend. So having people get eliminated out of it is actually impressive.
Yeah, it's all going to come down tomorrow morning. Like, that is going to be the best. That's going to be, you have the most looks at the track. That's going to be the, similar conditions to this morning and Friday morning. Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see who moves in, who moves out, who improves tomorrow morning.
Well, no big pickups there on the final lap, maybe no surprises there, but they'll cool things down, head back to the pit lane, and kind of go over the data before they get one more chance tomorrow morning, to go fast and qualify themselves into the podium sprint. So when we look at these results here in a minute, we got to pay special attention to who's already in and who feels safe and who really needs to do some work.
Nobody feels safe. No, but there's no way anybody feels safe. If you're Club SC in particular, that's really tight. Club TR, those, honestly, all these classes, nobody's going to feel safe, especially if you're 4th or 5th. You got to step it up. Like, you have to step it up. All these guys are going to know that. They're going to be looking at video. They're going to be visualizing overnight.
So last session of the day on Saturday, didn't go faster, didn't expect to. So it's hot out and the track's messy from drift. Came back in, the suspension felt really weird when turning, and I felt like popping. So I jacked everything up and found this on the passenger side. I don't know if that really comes through on camera, but there's a lot of play in the lower ball joint on this passenger side, and at full lock, the wheel's like popping. This kind of explains why on the track, when I was going straight, my wheel was cocked like 20 degrees, which was a little disconcerting, but okay. But looked around, I don't think the actual ball joints failed. This bolt right here was loose. So tighten that, everything's back to normal again.
It was it. Final day on Sunday morning. Going out for potentially the last session. Right now, I'm still in 5th, but it's an early morning session. Everybody's got to pick up time. I also need to find the time. I know what I need to do. Just need to execute, find 2 or 3 seconds, and fingers crossed, get a podium sprint. If not, it's been a great week. Had a good time. Car's had a few mechanicals, but overall can't complain about it. But yeah, let's do it. Podium sprint, here we come.
And this incredibly important session rapidly devolves into a cluster. Briggs, one of my Unlimited competitors, has lost drive and pulls off the track. Another car on the main straight is dumping fluids by the time we arrive.
So the field's going to head down the pit lane and get collected behind the time attack pace car. And this is sort of, I don't want to say worst case for Group A, but you really don't want an interruption like this when you spend all your time prepping and planning and getting set to go out, do your warm-up, and then go for the fast lap. You really don't want to sit around in the pit lane with your engine running, heat soaking. You really would like to keep air moving through it.
Yep.
So if you shut your car off, then you have to worry about keeping things warmed up. So there's a lot that's going on inside the cockpits of these cars as we wait to get back.
As soon as you see him like on the wrecker and headed back, let me know so I can get this thing fired back up.
And it's not just the mechanical stuff, it's the mental game. These guys, they were ready for it when the session started. Now this black flag comes out. They have to sit in there on the hot pits, trying to recenter themselves into the mental space that they need to be successful. That's a game in and of itself. That's where, some of the difference comes from between these different drivers.
Oh, this sucks. You get all amped up and ready to go, and like you're focused in the moment. And then you see like cars start pulling up, like, all right, whatever, just like do the lap, hit your marks. And then it's like, no, shut it down, restart everything. Fuck.
This time, what complicates it is there's also some track cleanup, some cleanup they had to do of some liquid that got down on track. That complicates things. That puts a little bit of doubt into the drivers' heads of whether they can brake where they want to brake, whether they can turn as much as they want to turn. So we'll see how some of these drivers deal with it. They're going to be pushing hard to get into the podium sprint, but here they come to turn 14 to start their flying laps.
I know I don't have many laps to play with here, so I give it everything I can.
as soon as Dewey comes across the stripe. Big slide for Philip Glass Hess, leaving turn 14.
That car makes 500 horsepower, and in a wheelbase that's as small as a Miata, it's really difficult to put that power down for sure.
Yeah.
The lap is good enough. I secure the 5th spot in the podium sprint.
The last session of the weekend, it's the top 5 from each of our 7 categories. They'll all go out as a group in their respective class, and it's 3 laps to lay down your best time. So as a driver who's getting into track driving, the intensity of time attack and this particular format, right? Because over the course of the weekend, yeah, you have to run a good lap, but now with this podium sprint, you have to run a good lap now. How much pressure does that put on a driver? And it is unlimited time. Ernestus Puzelis, the fastest car here this weekend thus far.
Yeah, this is the crown jewel of time attack, unlimited. These are where the fastest cars are. Yeah, this is going to be an all-out gunfight here in unlimited. I think Jimmy Rock is on Hoosier A7, so those come up really fast, up to temperature. It wouldn't surprise me if he only does 1, maybe 2 laps, because he knows he's not going to get anything out of that 3rd lap. That car is really abusive on its tires. It's making over 500 horsepower to just the front wheels. It's a lot to ask.
Away, the top 2 cars in unlimited in the seating, Puzelis and Rock. Their separation in their seat times was only 3/100ths of a second. It was a 133.965 for Puzelis and a 133.986 for Jim Rock. So it's going to be insanely close between these two here. It's really a coin toss, whichever one comes out on top here. And for Philip Glass Hess, in his on debut, his first performance here, he's seated 5th. We'll see if he can improve. Here comes Ernie, take the green flag here in the Corvette.
The battle for the top of the podium will be intense, but I'll not be a part of it. The cars are just much too fast for me to catch. But for the final step on the podium, I might just have a shot at it.
He's just trying to cut as much distance as he can. Oh, really tight there.
Yeah, a bit of a charge into 14.
Yep.
And again, it was a 33.9 that he had. Can he improve on it this time? A 133.6. It was an improvement.
That's a great lap from Ernie, despite looking a little bit wrecked. Yeah, he found 3/10 of a second. Oh, man, he's really throwing down the gauntlet here. Let's see what Jimmy Rock can do, see if he can respond here, and I'm sure he does. A 33.201. These guys are just in an all-out brawl. They're just exchanging punches to the jaw and seeing who can live the longest.
I make my first lap a little conservative. A 4 off here and now is the end of my podium hopes.
Your approach matters here. You don't want to ask too much of the car, especially on the first lap. Get a 4 off and invalidate the whole rest of your session. You got to bring it in nicely and try and make it last. Try and get the car to a clean 1st or 2nd lap.
7/10 faster than Rock has gone all weekend long here in the podium sprint. The unlimited track record here for front-wheel drive was a 145, so we've destroyed that record here this weekend. The record for rear-wheel drive we're not going to get to today was Eric Fleming back a couple of years ago. Bertulis across the stripe. Don't think he's got the pace to knock these two off. It's a 39.7.
First time across is good for 3rd, but it's not over. It's time to throw down.
As Ernie's about to cross the finish on his 2nd lap,
yeah, and he goes to the top, 132.619.
Wow.
He threw it down.
Man, Jimmy, this is a lot of pressure. This literally is 2 boxers in the ring exchanging punches to the face.
Let's see if Rock can do better. He surprised us with that 33.2, but he's going to have to do better.
Tidy line. He's on the power now. He's going to cut the distance. Man, he's really struggling to put down power there. Let's see what he can do.
Is it enough?
Oh, man.
It's not a pickup.
No pickup.
It's
man, when you're on A7s, you got that 1 golden lap, and that's all you get. But, man, he put up a fight. A 33.201. Very, very impressive for Jimmy Rock. A front-wheel drive record. Well done to him, but Ernie pulling it out here on his 2nd lap.
And Philip Glass Hess in this MX-5. He's on debut here in the Gridlife Track Battle Championship.
Looking good.
And he's 3rd right now.
Yeah, took a lot of apex curbing there at 11. Cutting the distance to get to the entry of 12 and into 13 as best as he can. As Bertulis is now going to cross the line in his RCF.
Just ahead of me, the Lexus finishes his 2nd lap and bumps me off the podium.
Let's see if he can find a way to find some improvement. He
did.
does. A 37.956. It's nothing compared to the top two, but still, nonetheless an improvement. Oh, Glass Hayes got real sideways.
Final corner for this podium fight, and it all falls apart when my shifter breaks.
He just needs 200s to get back on podium here.
Oh man, this is going to be so close.
It does. 37.7, back to third place.
A couple tenths of improvement. So let's see if he goes for that third lap. That doesn't look like he's pushing it.
I'm in third for now. The car is locked in fifth gear. The Lexus has one last shot to remove me from podium, and I can do nothing in response.
So Bertulis is going to be the one that has the opportunity to get back on the podium. He needs to find 0.2 of a second on this lap of this big Lexus RCF.
Man,
it's Lexus versus MX-5.
That's
for third place.
Yeah, unlimited, man. You can come and bring whatever. We have a Civic, we have a Corvette, we have a Lexus RCF, and we have a Miata, an NA Miata with a turbo case. Wow, that's a lot of curbing from Bertulis.
Find that 0.2 somewhere, right?
He's really gonna go for it. Here he comes, turns into 14. Oh, it's a little bit late, misses the apex dial a little bit, but he recovers on exit. Let's see what he can do.
All he needed was 0.2.
Yep.
Can Bertulis get back to the podium here across the stripe? Checkered flag for the Lexus RCF. And
my shifter broke! My shifter broke on the last lap! It's broken! I got fifth gear and nothing else!
it will not be a pickup. Philip Glass Hess on debut.
Wow.
Podiums in the MX-5.
I saw him pull up on the back straight too. He's not going to set a quicker time. He doesn't need it. He took that podium from Bertulis.
Yeah, you got third. You can take it. Dude. I'll fucking take it. You mean if I exit the last corner, I'm in third. I bang into fourth, the shifter breaks off in my hand. No, I'm screaming, no, and I just throw it and I find fifth. I was on my fastest of the weekend and the fucking shifter broke off in my hand. And I had nothing but fifth gear for that whole last straight. Because I lost like at least half a second that from that last corner to the front straight where I banged fourth and it just, I feel it rip. And I'm screaming no, and I'm just trying to find a gear and get gas. And I find fifth and Florian's across the finish line. Oh, I'll fucking take it.
You beat that Lexus by 2/10 too.
I'll fucking take it, dude. That was a fucking rip over lap till the end. Oh my god.
Third, dude, but that's
I'll fucking take it, dude. Awesome. It's a podium. It's a podium of the weekend. I didn't expect to be in the last bat. I didn't expect to make podium battle. And here I am third. I'll fucking take it.
Hell yeah.
I'll fucking take it.
What a great drive from Glass Hess.
The little MX-5 that could today. I mean, against cars that have displacement bigger than that chassis. I mean, he's got a big engine under the hood of that thing, don't get me wrong, but boy, the little car that could today, his first ever Gridlife Track Battle Podium Sprint. That was an unbelievable debut for Track Battle Podium Sprint in 2025.
That might be the most exciting one. That's one of the most exciting ones that I've ever been a part of.
I can't recall one better than that. Here's a look at your unlimited category. It was an all-out bare-knuckle brawl at the top of the order. Ernie Pazzelis and Jim Rock going back and forth, but it was the 338 that got it done with a 32.619, throwing it down. Philip Glass Hess in his first ever podium sprint, third place over Andres Bertulis.
Both those guys should be very proud of their performance here today, and so should Philip Glass Hess, who takes that podium in his first time in a class of 12 unlimited cars.
In P3 with the MX-5 Miata, Philip Glass Hess in P3 with a 735. Real fast. Like a home-built K Miata, the thing is wild. Love to see it. First event with us as well, too. And out in P2.
Man, the high I felt on that podium after nearly 2 years of non-stop issues with the car, it made it all worth it. All the hours in the garage, all the money sunk, the time committed, the motors blown up, the late nights. I was finally back, baby.